hustle every day to find picks. You can tell us if you want to get rich. It's population. We robbing underdog and prize picks. We the best in this biz. You ain't telling us shit. It's population. We love making money quick, fast. Cooking up a team card. The whole crew about to smash. It's population. We do it for the fam, so everybody let's cash. The dopest team you ever seen. Winning money, stacking G's. Boogie setting traps, but they'll never catch me. Some people get addicted like rats to the cheese, but I got one obligation to bring Johnny to his knees. Holding back the rocks till the morning he knows. They'll be fishing in the shack, plotting nukes with the pros. Only with Craw, never reload. Underrated them out, amigos. We go with honest, we singing the bloods. We know when that fucking cheat code. Party that I'm sweating, they can't be good for my health. Some may call it making bets, I call it investing in myself. I'm picking props like stocks, population for the win. Got my sips in by the buzzer now, let the games begin. It's population. It's population. It's population. We do it for the fam, so everybody let's cash.
Hey, what is up, fam? It is Thursday, October 20th. We got a 2-game slate coming off a massive slate yesterday. Yeah, it wore me out. Took everything to get through that entire board, man. It was massive, but we got we got the legend here, Tito, and we trust with us. It's been too long. It's been busy, but finally got time to get on the stream with us. How we doing, Tito?
Good, man. About the same. Last slate wore me out. Had a lot of stuff going on, a lot of moving pieces, but it paid off. You know, the whole fam ate, so it's worth it.
Yeah, a lot of green in our community last night. And I'd love to see it. So
Yeah,
we're on
man.
a hot streak to start. Hope we keep it going today. You know, we can kind of see this trend going forward with these small 2-game slates. It's such a small pool to choose from that there's gonna be such concentrated betting, and so all the lines are gonna get constantly bumped and adjusted, and we've seen that all day long. And all the props that we were on maybe early on have moved. I don't think there's one prop that we were on that hasn't moved.
Right.
So, and then but you saw yesterday with such a big 12-game slate, all the betting gets just diluted out. And
Look at Wendell's assists. It stayed at 2.5 forever.
Yeah, they bumped it like at the last 30 minutes or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. It was too late by then.
Yeah, but I think a lot of that was due to the Cole Anthony news. But I mean, yeah. So, but so there's disadvantages and advantages to both. Having a smaller slate and a big slate. I mean, the big slate, that board was just so overwhelming to get through, and you had to really concentrate your core targets, which I feel like we did a pretty good job on.
Yeah.
And one thing I wanted to point out is that a lot of the unders that we discussed on the stream yesterday and that we discussed as a group and we're targeting had a pretty much 100% hit rate. I think the only one was that we were fringe on was Ayton, and he cleared at the last minute. But Sabonis points under cleared, Cat's rebound under cleared, D'Lo's under 3-point cleared, Jokic under PRA, 47.5 PRA cleared. So unders always should be incorporated into your tool set.
Always
point that out.
Always.
Yeah.
Always.
And that's something we should think about today, as lines have been bumped all throughout the day. So just wanted to point that out. See, we'll let chat trickle in. We'll catch up with chat, see how the night went for them last night. And yeah, let's just dive into it. We're only 2 games, so we should be able to get through this pretty quickly.
Yeah, it'll be easy.
Yeah, definitely. And we've seen this matchup, the first game, 7:30 p.m. Eastern, the Bucks at Sixers. We've seen this matchup quite a bit. Both teams are pretty similar in terms of last year. So the matchup, we should expect similar things, similar results. But the one thing I'm unsure about, and I don't know, we'll see. What to watch for lineup news is the Bucks starting lineup, because they could change things up. They could put Javon Carter. There's talk about him starting and along in the backcourt alongside Drew Holiday. And I think a reason they might do this is they'll use him for defense on Maxey, because Maxey, he's different. I mean, he's got that that unguardable speed.
He's a
So
dog, man.
yeah, and it's hard to slow him down. So guys like Javon Carter are probably the best bet. Grayson's too slow. Wes at his age and after tearing his Achilles for the Blazers, he's not the same. But he's still a great defender. Don't get me wrong, but he can't guard slashers that are that fast like Maxey.
Yeah.
So Javon Carter played great in the preseason. He played a lot of minutes in the preseason. I think he very well could start. Now I know he's not on the board, so you're probably like, well, why are we talking about him? But I think it's important to talk about him because if he does start, that could change the outlook for the Sixers backcourt a little bit because that's going to be a pretty stout defense for the Bucks in the backcourt with Drew, who he knows is a phenomenal defender, and then Javon Carter, who's a dog. If you're not familiar with him, came from West Virginia. He was one of those guys who just hustle guys, and he is an on-ball defender. That's all he's there for. And a really good on-ball defender. He plays with a lot of heart. So he could make things tough for Maxey, and then obviously Harden's gonna have Drew all over him. So something to think about with those type of props, the backcourt props for both teams. But yeah, I mean, if Grayson Allen, I know we have props for him. If he does come off the bench, maybe we could talk about his line some. But let's start with the Bucks, the visiting team. This is their opening game of the season, and we know how Giannis is on those type of games. I think last year in the opening game, I looked, he dropped over 30 points, 32 points, like 14 rebounds. Typical Giannis stuff. So
yeah, full on Titan mode.
Yeah, full on time mode. So talk to me on the Bucks. What has caught your eye, or what were you on, and maybe that has moved, but that you would maybe still stay on, or now that line movements have occurred, is there new props that you're on since then?
For the Bucks, so earlier I was on Allen earlier. But that's only because it had value. I think his points were at like 9.5. I mean, for someone who can hit the three ball like that, that's pretty low. Obviously, the lineup situation is a concern. So 11.5 to me seems accurate, whether he comes off the bench or not. So I'm gonna stay away from that now. Lopez, I mean, if you think Giannis is really just going to completely go off, Lopez under points is just, it might be gold. It might be gold. Only thing is that if we like Giannis as a whole, we know he's going to dish it out. That could go to Lopez too, which is definitely a concern for sure. Because all Lopez is going to do is just shoot threes in that case. He's just going to stretch out the floor. And that's not what we need either. I mean, everything's been bumped, honestly. I think you can still go to Giannis. They bumped his PR rate too. They bumped everything.
They did.
They bumped everything.
Yeah. I guess the only thing is they opened the free throws at 8. That's the only thing that hasn't moved from opening.
Yeah. Oh, did you see who was officiating the game?
I did. It was I think it was Goebel was the head official, and the crew chief. I can't remember who it is. I looked into the history. There's nothing crazy with them and like Giannis and the Bucks, so it's
No
pretty average.
bias. Okay.
No bias.
Yeah. Okay. I'll stay away from that too because Giannis, he might get to the line, but he can miss a lot too. So I'm gonna stay away from that.
Definitely.
8's up there. I don't know. I guess you could still consider Drew. I mean, he's still below 40. 1 point bump to his fantasy. That's not the worst case scenario, but it's right there.
Yeah, I mean, either I would say Drew. I love him. Always love him when Middleton is out, and it just depends on it really depends on the lineup. For a lot of these guys, because Lorenzo just brought up a good point in chat. They could easily slide Bobby Portis into the starting lineup too. We've seen them do that all last season too. They'll rotate Bobby in and out of the starting lineup. So
that's a good point.
So if Bobby's in the starting lineup, that's gonna hurt Brolo
Yeah,
even more so because Bobby will take more threes and that'll hurt the shot volume for Brolo.
I like that.
But yeah, you brought up a good point. Yeah, Brolo, I love his under on his points because the shot volume is not going to be very high. It's probably going to be around 8 shot attempts. But if he's hitting his threes, then it's going to be a sweat.
Yeah,
And we know that Giannis, what his favorite thing is to do is he'll drive as hard as he can to the paint. He'll kick it out to either Brolo or Bobby in the
yeah,
corner.
or Portis. Yeah,
Yeah.
but
So
if Portis does start, I do like that call though.
yes,
I think we can hammer the under on Lopez points if Portis starts.
yeah, and I'm gonna have to dive in. I'm gonna dive into the data if I have time. If we get the lineup in advance enough time, I want to see the assist rate for Drew when Bobby's starting versus when Bobby's not. I assume it's got to increase the assist rate for Drew when Bobby's out there because Wes is not.
Yeah, he's not it.
He's not scoring, bro. He's out there for defense.
He's not it, man. He's definitely not it.
Yeah. But okay, let's say if we get let's say the lineup is Drew. Here, let's do it. If I'm gonna say, let's say if the lineup is Drew, Grayson, Bobby,
Man, it's a big lineup.
Giannis, and Brolo. This lineup would significantly increase the assist potential for both Giannis and Drew, big time.
Yeah, it would.
Because Grayson can hit the three, Bobby and Brolo, all three of them are 3-point sharpshooters. So,
And then even for Giannis, I mean, he could kick it out to Drew. So he has 4 around him in that case.
Yep. Now let's say if they do decide to go Javon is not the best shooter. He's again another defender like Wes. That would have lowered it a little bit, but yeah. Now if it's Javon and Wes, then that's really gonna hurt the assist potential. So
Yeah, that's gonna be ugly. That's gonna be real ugly. I mean,
that'll
case,
that will increase Brolo's 3-point volume big time.
Yeah, we definitely need the starting lineup news for sure to make any sure like guaranteed plays here. But with speculation, I think we can definitely have Lopez in there for strong consideration for his under. And depending on that lineup, I think you can still go back to Giannis. I did like his PRA earlier too. They bumped that, I think, by like 1 or 2. So I don't think they moved his fantasy though. He does have a good fantasy history against them.
Oh, for sure. What do we think? He probably plays his normal capped regular season minutes, right? Like 30
Around
minutes.
30.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking. If it gets out of hand, which if the Sixers just can't hit their shots, which is very likely, depending on what lineup they put out there. Then yeah, I think around 30 minutes.
Okay. Yeah, because if you're doing like StatMuse or history data, I think there was like 2 games towards the end of the season that Giannis against the Sixers. I think he was playing like 36 plus minutes.
Yeah.
So you gotta take that with a grain of salt versus opening game, but he's still efficient opening.
Agreed. Oh, your sound cut out. You're muted. All right, cool. So we like Giannis.
Sorry, my kids are at home sick today, so
oh man,
double duty.
That's tough.
Yeah. So what are we thinking? For outside of Giannis and maybe the Brolo, and then I guess it would be what Giannis 1 and then Drew's fantasy 2.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, the only reason I worry about Drew is that he can fade away in the background sometimes on his scoring, and that could hurt. But having that like huge stock potential, while having Harden in the backcourt, that's gonna be pretty crucial. Cool. I think Josh froze up on us. Philly. Yep, we lost Josh. All right. Well, guess we can finish up this game then. Uh, so yeah, that's really all I like from the Bucks. Honestly, uh, you could go back to Allen, but I think we just have to wait on starting lineup for sure. I think the most guaranteed plays are going to for us be that Giannis and Drew, and then Brolo with starting news lineup. Let's see if we can find Josh real quick. Cool. Well, Philly. I think we were all on Joel Embiid earlier. Points got bumped by one, still only just by one. I think he can go back there. Low key, I like his assist. I think his assist potential is still high. We're seeing Harden have to take like a different role. Or we're seeing Harden early where he is actually able to score. So we're gonna have to take advantage of that now. Harden, that's really Joel Embiid's only hope of getting there is maxing Harden. Uh, so I think we just take advantage of that early. I can still see 5 for sure. I think last slate it went down to 3. No, I'm not really scared of that. Also, a Cade special. We have his points rebounds. Don't think that got bumped at all. Still at 37.5.
My bad.
Hey, you're back. What's up?
My kid unplugged the my wireless router.
I figured. I was like, they're probably going wild.
All right, but you go ahead. I'll get the screen back up while you talk.
Nah, you're cool. I was just transitioning away from other Bucks. I don't think there's really anything else to look at.
Wait, I guess before we leave him real quick, I wanted to ask you, pick your brain on Giannis. A popular prop talked in our community is his rebound assists. Do you like his just encompassing more and capturing his points because his scoring potential is always so sky high with just getting his PRA instead? Do you have a preference?
I think it goes back to the starting lineup.
Okay.
Because again, if we get a starting lineup where Javon and Wesley are out there, then Giannis is gonna have to do a majority of the scoring at least starting off.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's a good point. Yep.
I think we want to definitely wait on that too. Plus, with that bump at 17.5, it felt pretty safe. I know he averages around like 20 plus against them. I think somewhere around there. I think more like 19, but somewhere in that ballpark. So
Okay.
I don't think it's bad either way. I mean, either way, it really works out. Yeah, I'm not mad at it. It's just it depends on starting lineup.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So what have you covered for the Sixers so far? Have you gone over any of your favorite props?
Not really. Well, except for Joel Embiid. That's what I started off with.
Okay.
So we had his points. Everybody was on earlier. It was at 26.5, I think.
They got bumped.
Yeah, got bumped to 27.5.
Okay.
Still not bad, but you know, it's hard. It's hard to play bumps when you already don't feel confident on the slate. But I do like his assist potential. I'm not gonna lie. We got a guest appearance. It's lit.
All right. But yeah, I mean, his rebounds haven't changed either. I mean, it opened, I think, at 11, but just went up by
Yeah.
0.5 as well. So,
Yeah.
but, his PRA, how much did it move by? Just one.
PRA, yeah, just by one.
Okay.
Still not bad. Still don't mind it. But I was saying that there's also the Cade special here. His points,
right.
rebounds, the
Yep.
37.5. So that's a good route. You're definitely getting a discount there.
Yeah, I like that one.
Yeah.
I probably like that the most for him. With that on that. His free throws are also at 8. Both him and Giannis are foul magnets, so always in play. And then okay, so talk to me about Harden. Came out, had a statement game opening night. We kind of predicted that fresh Harden would do much better than what we saw in the playoffs. So what's your feelings with him and going against Drew and potentially other like guys like Javon Carter and Wes Matthews?
Oh man, that's gonna be tough. I mean, Drew is definitely gonna cover him a majority of the game for sure. That's not even a question. And depending on the rest of that starting lineup, if they really go defensive, which honestly the whole backcourt is defensive, bench and starting lineup. I mean, it's gonna be tough for Harden. But it's so early. You know, he's still able to play like himself. So I still kind of like his threes. I'm not mad at it. The volume will be there at least. And I have small interest in his rebounds. Still at 6. I think it's safe for a push, especially depending on what lineup we get from the Bucks. It could be a lineup full of checkers. So if we get Portis and Allen and Lopez starting with Giannis and Drew, then I definitely like Harden's rebounds.
I like that. It's a good call out. And also if Brolo or Bobby's stretching Embiid out from the paint, Harden's gonna sag in and grab those boards. Especially when the Bucks are taking those threes. So yeah, I like it. I'm with you. I would, if I was gonna pick one or props for Harden, I would go with the lower lines, like his threes or his or the rebounds.
Yeah.
So those are probably 2. And then Maxey, I wish we had the 3-point prop for him. If you're on underdog, if you're playing on
2.
underdog, it's there. And it dropped, so it opened at 2.5 and it went down to 2. That's
Generous.
live. I mean, we know the Bucks all last season were a funnel defense where they were top notch in the paint, but they allowed the most threes in the entire league. So they've said in the offseason that they want to work on that and try stopping it. But you know, you can say you're going to try to fix something, but if it is what it is, that's how it is. I mean, they're all about transition offense. They want to push it like right when they get a rebound. They want to push it right away down the court so they get a lot of their points. So with doing that, they're sagging in away from the perimeter a lot of the times to get the board and get going. So a lot of times that's why they're giving up those threes, because overall their defensive rating was really high as a unit collectively. So it was kind of always surprising that the amount of threes they allowed. But yeah, I think it's just due to the how they wanted to push and transition. So,
and then also too, a note on that is like, you know, volume of threes doesn't always fully equate to 3-point percentage either.
Right.
You know what I mean? So there's also that. So that's why the Bucks were still good, even though they did allow a lot of attempts. Doesn't necessarily meant they still allowed a lot of threes to go in.
It's a good point. And I was seeing if we got it would have been nice if we got like a 0.5 3-point prop for PJ, but we only way you get that I feel like is if you're in like the sports books like
Yeah.
2K or FanDuel, like doing a huge parlays. But
I don't mind his rebounds. I'm not mad at it. I think it's right there though. It's right there.
it is. Yeah, because most nights, like you saw opening night against the Celtics, most nights it's gonna be Embiid just soaking up so much of the on the glass. So okay, well, I guess so on underdog we would like the 2 threes for Maxey, and then but on Price Picks, do you like anything from Maxey, or are you just fading him?
Okay. So
You got to think about
uh,
pace, right? Because like I said, like with the Bucks playing at such a high pace and you like to push it and transition, it kind of fits Maxey's mold, right? But
yeah. Yeah. I really wish his rebounds were at like 3 or 3.5 because I really wanted to slam that at a under. I mean, pace is definitely something to consider, but he's really just not a rebounder either. That's
no.
really just not his role.
Oh, yeah,
I'm not gonna lie, I did take a couple of shots at it, so we're gonna see how that plays out at
on
2.5.
underdog, you want under on this rebound?
What's that on a underdog? 2.5?
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying that wasn't on Price Picks, but it is. Okay.
Yeah,
Got it.
yeah. So I did take some shots there, but it's risky. It's risky. It's right there, but not really. Kind of fading everything else for him.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, against the Celtics, he was pretty much held in check the entire game. He
Yeah.
had the least amount of points of the main starters, and then all of a sudden he turned it on late in the game. So
Do you like anything for him?
I like the underdog 2 threes.
Two threes. Okay.
Yeah, I think it has a real safe shot of pushing, and I think with the pace of up pace for the Sixers in this matchup against the Bucks, I think he's gonna have even more 3-point shot volume.
Yeah,
So
I like that.
and then I guess the other key starter would talk about would be Tobias. Do you have anything for him? Or are you staying away from him as well?
He's such a confusing player, man.
He is.
Oh my gosh, like he can do so much and so little just at the same time. Uh, I mean, his rebounds are still 5.5. With with the up pace, I think you can definitely consider it, but he hasn't really been getting there. He definitely didn't get there last game for sure. So I'm not really sold on it. Um, he has a good assist history against them, but don't really want to trust that either. So, mm-mm.
Yeah, and they juiced his 3-point prop. It's always usually around 1.5. But they juiced it to 2 on underdog. So do they even have it on Price Pick?
No, I don't think they do. Nope.
No. So I don't like that. I would have maybe considered it at 1.5, but yeah. Well, speaking of 3-point prop at 1.5, you got Utah Jazz. You got Utah Jazz legend Gorgeous Yang here. This is essentially a 1.5 3-point prop because
Yeah.
all he does is shoot threes. Are you
Yeah.
interested or fade?
Oh man. See, I looked at it. I wasn't going to go back to it, but here we are. I mean, it's an up tempo pace, and the Bucks talked about stopping threes, but that's just talk. And teams always say that they improve somewhere, and then they end up just falling back into their average, into their mean. So, I think so. You have to consider it. I mean, he can get it done in what 10 to 12 minutes. He can get it done. Just 2 threes. That's so low.
I was seeing if they had I was seeing if they had a first half prop because it would just be 1-3 essentially if they cut it in half.
They don't have it for him.
They don't have it for him.
No, they know it's too low. They know. I mean, I think we got to add it. I mean, that's super low.
But how about Melton?
Yeah.
He played 20. He played 20 minutes off the bench. He wasn't efficient scoring wise first game, but we know he has
He's
the
gonna chuck it.
and he has 3-point upside. Are you interested in 7.5, or you think it's too risky still being a bench player and being limited to 20?
With the up tempo, I'm not as concerned about the minutes because it kind of cancels it out. So I'm not super concerned there. I don't mind it. I'm not mad at it. The volume's there. I mean, he was close last time. He just, like I said, he just couldn't hit.
Yeah, so it looks like I'm just looking at the rotation. If the rotations goes pretty similar from game one, it looks like there's a good portion that Melton and Yang are going to get minutes without the main starters on the court. So in the fourth quarter, which is about almost 5 minutes. So, but a lot of his minutes are overlapping with the starters. So
Yeah, that's a good point.
So the volume might not be there, but he's a good 3-point shooter. So this matchup would favor him.
They have his 3-point prop.
They do
at 1.5.
Oh, they must have just added that, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I like it. I like that way more than the 7.5.
Yeah.
If you're looking for low lines discount, and you're value shopping, because of all discount. The bumps. Yeah,
I like that.
It's he can get it done 3-point shooting for sure. All right. Anything else for the Sixers?
Nah,
I think we covered them all. Yeah, we covered PJ. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. They keep tempting us with that Melton rebounds. Can't do it again.
No, it's like right there, random.
Can't do it.
Yeah, it's just like the Lonnie Walker line too.
Yeah.
It's like those are trap lines. People click on it and see the hit rate. Okay. Let's move to the late night hammer, the 10 p.m. Eastern game at the LA Battle of LA.
This will be a fun one.
It's gonna be a fun one. I was talking about it earlier in our Discord. I was saying, like, if you just take a step back and think about it, like, I think we kind of take stuff like this for granted as basketball fans and NBA fans, like these type of games. Like some of the guys are probably shells of themselves and not the same guys like Westbrook and John Wall. But just think about if I told you a game that had Paul George, LeBron James, Anthony Davis, Kawhi Leonard, John Wall, Russell Westbrook, all in the same game, you would think it was like
it's an All-Star game.
2016 All-Star game, right?
Yeah, that's an All-Star game right there.
Yeah. So
easily.
It's awesome, man. I know Westbrook is Westbrook nowadays, and Westbrook, and people down on him, and he's not the same, but it's still Westy, man. You gotta love him. He plays a heart, and John Wall, same thing. He's a dog, and I just
especially early too. Especially
early,
early
these guys are fresh.
Season. Yeah,
because the glass isn't broken, right? Like these guys like Kawhi and AD are still on the active roster list. So we gotta as basketball fans, you gotta appreciate this, man.
Definitely, man.
It's gonna be, it's opening game and Kawhi. There's things out there about him coming off the bench, so it's not gonna be like head-to-head matchups for, it sounds like, for a lot of the game, but it still should be good nonetheless. Have we got any updates on news on Kawhi's situation, or is it, we'll probably just, since it's so late in the night, we're probably not going to get any news probably an hour or two before lock on that during the first game.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Plus it's the Clippers too.
Yeah,
So
Ty Lue, man.
we're definitely not. I mean, if we didn't get that like Paul George stomach bug thing until 5 minutes before lock, then we're definitely not getting this news until like at least an hour before. Gotta love Ty.
Yeah, there was some news that came out. There was like some news saying that like, oh, Reggie Jackson information leaked that he is the starter, and then Ty was asked about it, and he was like, nah, not necessarily. I actually haven't made my mind up. So he's playing mind games. But the projected starter is Reggie. But according to Ty, it's not clear.
Love it. Love it.
But yeah, so right now tentative lineup I guess would be Reggie, Paul George, and then if Kawhi is actually coming off the bench, then right now I have either Terrence Mann or Norman Powell. I assume Ty probably wants to keep Norman Powell in the run the second unit. So I would assume Terrence Mann probably slides in.
Yeah.
And
I
then
definitely think he likes to stagger his scoring like capabilities out there. His 3-point shooters.
And and then I guess and then Marcus Morris and Zubac. Okay, so starting with that, if this is somewhat of the starting lineup resemblance of it, I would say let's start with good old Zub. He's always a fun one to talk about. He's can be either a very frustrating guy to bet on, or he could just be a very straightforward, easy one.
Yeah.
I will say that all season last year, he is notorious for getting in the doghouse with Ty. He will bench him immediately and not let him come back into a game in the second half. So I always went with his first half props as a result, because he would get his most run usually in the first half, and then sometimes in the second half you wouldn't even see him again. So, but you definitely check to make sure the starting lineup is what it should be expected that Zubac is starting, because sometimes Ty likes to mix it up and put Marcus Morris at the 5. You gotta make sure because both these teams could run they could run
a small ball.
Yeah, with AD and at the 5 and stretched out. So just if you're considering the first half prop for Zubac, definitely look take that in consideration that nothing's guaranteed with the lineup, especially with Ty. But he crushed us all season last year for majority games when it's under 12, just like Steven Adams.
That fantasy is so low.
It is low, and it's a great matchup for him. Wiseman, being still rusty, he had so many opportunities to make dunks, and he missed 4 free throws in the first half. He missed like 2 easy dunks and putbacks. He had his way cutting to the basket in that Lakers game. So I think we could see the same thing here with Zubac. And he should be able to snag some early boards as well. So would you be more inclined with his fantasy or his 4.5 points?
4.5. Need a few buckets. Going to see AD down there. Probably his fantasy.
Okay, I'm with it.
Just because of all those bricks that the Lakers are going to put up.
Yep. Okay. And then speaking of first half, do you think there's a potential chance that so if Kawhi comes on the bench, Paul George probably have his most run in the first half without him? Because maybe the second half, there's a possibility that Kawhi could come out and start with the second half unit, or just play more, overlap more minutes. Or do you just want to just take Paul George's full game and hope the game stays close through the whole thing?
So the spread on this is still, I think, fairly small.
5.5, yeah.
5.5. I kind of think that's a little bit of cap. I'm not gonna hold you. I think that's a little generous. I mean, so one thing is I definitely think that LeBron and AD are going to show out. I mean, this is a prime time matchup. This is what they do. They're stars. But I just don't have a whole lot of confidence in this game staying that close.
Okay.
I think at least through maybe about half the third, maybe, and it starts pulling away slowly. I could see that, but I like that. I like that first half. I do like that first half.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, again, I think this type of prop really depends on the starting lineup as well. So let's
It
confirm
does. It does.
the starting lineup first, and then we could lock it in once we know. But
I think I
yeah,
would like it more if Man started. I'm
over
thinking over Powell.
over Powell. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm with that.
because Powell could definitely go like just complete black hole mode.
Yeah. Man will look to facilitate at times too.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about Reggie then. Well, I guess we'll finish with Paul George because we want exposure to him in such a small slate. I think a popular prop will probably be his 1.5
The
steals too,
steals.
because he's
Yeah.
like he racks him up, man.
I mean,
And
against the Lakers,
I mean, Steph had 4 or 5 steals opening night.
I'm saying. I mean, and not only that, I mean, this is Paul George. And if you like his first half fantasy, his full game fantasy, then most likely you like his stock potential here.
Yeah.
And 2 for him is so low. I do wish that
Mhm.
we had like his straight up just like blocks and steals, but
Sure.
I'll take his steals for sure.
Yeah. Okay, so that's probably what our 2 favorite. I guess. I think his assists are always in consideration depending on the lineup. Let's say if Reggie is not starting and it's John Wall,
Yeah.
I think that kind of is a boost for Paul George's assist because Reggie will facilitate and play make more so than John Wall. So something to think about.
That's a good point.
But it's it's right there, but
I mean, he could get it done though.
he could. I would bet on this in last season on him, and he was pretty consistent on it. And then eventually, by the end of the season, it was up to like 5.5 assists. So I think you could definitely consider it another low line. If you don't want to sweat his like 44 high fantasy or his first half. I think
Was it always 44?
No, it was 42.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
Yeah, it got juiced. I think it was 42.5, so I got juiced by 1.5.
Sheesh.
But yeah, the first half is even addition though. At least it's not like any taxing or anything like that. Okay, well let's move to Reggie Jackson. So let's say he is confirmed it's starting. Would you still like his unders? Thinking that Ty might just run like a split 50-50 rotation between him and John Wall, and are they okay? They bumped his PRA grade.
Yeah. They bumped it earlier.
Okay.
I think they bumped it like a little bit after we put it in our chats. So
yeah, it was at 21.5 for those who weren't there. What is your feelings on that now?
little more hesitant. I mean, I think a lot of these lines are like there's small bits of value you can squeeze out of it. I think this is a small bit of value, I think, still in there. I think more around like 19.5 is a little more accurate for his role with John Wall there now. So I think you could still go there. It's not the worst thing in the world to me. It's just a little bit interesting because we're gonna see Kawhi being staggered with Paul George. We're adding John Wall to the mix. We have Powell in there now. We have a full healthy Clipper squad, and we really haven't seen that a whole lot either, especially with like these new additions to it.
Yeah, we're it's a good point. I mean, we're so used to Reggie at the end of the last or before Paul George came back, where last season where he was just it was just him running the show, right? So and even then when he was playing like 40 minutes and just out there, he was barely getting over 18 points. Some nights less than 16 points, I remember. So maybe they only juiced his points rebound, I think by 0.5. I think it was 17.5. So maybe you can go stick with that
It
if you're
was 17.5.
you could consider that for the under. Um, but
I like that. I like that because he does have quite a few people to facilitate too as well. Whether he's starting or coming off the bench, if Kawhi comes off the bench, he'll have Kawhi to dish it off to. If he starts with the rest of the stars, he has Paul George, he has Powell coming
yeah,
off the bench, so he has weapons on either side of his like situation. I think that we should remove assists completely.
yeah, I agree. The only but then now I'm thinking about the only concern I have about the rebounds is like you said, the Lakers being such a brick machine, and
Yeah.
and the Lakers were taking so many threes the opening night. If they continue this 3-point barrage, like
But there's
he could,
so many good like rebounders too on that team.
yeah. I just don't want him to land into some
That's
lucky
true.
like he has like 4 rebounds in the first quarter
Yeah.
stint run.
Buddy Hield stuff.
Yeah, like Buddy Hield
Yeah.
would say. I don't know, man. Maybe the wise thing to do is not play guessing games with Ty and mess with Fire and just leave him alone now that his lines are moving. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I think at the 21.5, it was kind of high just because of the split alone. But I don't know, just still there isn't a whole lot of value there, and I think that's just the thing we gotta consider because we just don't know, and we've seen crazy stuff come from Ty.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Totally unpredictable. He's a great coach though, and
Yeah.
probably a reason why.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's great to watch, but he's horrible to bet on.
He's a horrible. Hey, just like Pop.
Yeah, there
Good
you go.
coaches. Good coaches. Any other? Marcus Morris, I rarely bet on him. Do you? He has those nights. He's like a Jay Crowder kind of role too. Very similar where he'll just have those nights where he just goes off completely nuclear, and then he'll next game he'll just completely ghost you, man.
Yeah.
like he never existed again. What are you gonna do with them? It is a small slate, so we got slim pickings scraping the barrel.
So I originally wasn't going to do anything with him because again, like he's scary, man. Like he could really burn you. And the only reason why I wouldn't take like with this full healthy team, I could consider some full game unders, but I can't really do that because it's against the Lakers too.
Yeah.
So anyone is really poised to like just pop off at any point in time.
Mm-hmm.
And Paul George and Kawhi, even though they're there and they are the leading scorers, like they're not afraid to step back and play a facilitator role.
Yep, that's a good point. That's a very good point. Yep.
I really don't want to mess with that because that's really a balanced team. That three is so low.
It's just like Jay Crowder, man.
It's just like Jay. So I do know. I think someone in our Discord liked his first half, but again, his first half and his Marcus Morris is scary. But it is low, and he has been crushing it. His PRA, I think, 8.5. I mean, he's been crushing it. But again, you just never know. And that just feels like somewhat like a bait to me.
I mean, yeah.
What do you think?
I just don't know with the Clippers, bro. I need lineup. I need rotation. I need minutes. We're truly guessing here, right? So, yeah. I mean, roll with it, and you just gotta hope that you guess right. Someone with this new rotation, and if Kawhi's coming off the bench, someone is gonna lose out on minutes and get hurt and burned in the first, especially in the first half and the whole game too. So
it's just about who, Ty decides, hey, you got to come out. Like, you really just don't know. And credit to him again, because he is a really good coach, because he makes like those adjustments and he does keep everyone on just like their toes. But
yeah, his rotations are so different game to game in a regular season, more so
and
than
they work. And they work.
It does work
Yeah.
more so than any team, I feel like, in the regular season.
he also has a very like versatile cast of players to work with, coming off
Yeah,
the bench and starting. So
yeah,
that really helps him.
yeah. It
And
reminds me of
that
Steve
hurts
Kerr a
us.
lot too.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Um. So yeah, I would just leave it at that. Let me say this. I'll say let's do besides the ones we went over, like a Zubac first half fantasy, Marcus Morris first half PRA, Paul George steals, or for even his first half fantasy. Let's do besides that, let's do a pause and wait and see who they're probably gonna drop more players for the Clippers.
Yeah.
They'll probably bring back Kawhi because he was on the board. They'll probably bring him back once later in the night we get news on the lineup, and then they'll probably drop I'm assuming one more bench player. They'll probably drop either a John Wall or Norman Powell. So let's do a wait and hold and see on the
Yeah.
Clippers, and let's see what Kawhi opens up at, and let's see if we get like a John Wall or whatnot. John
Yeah.
Wall's scoring potential in this matchup is off the
It's
bench.
sky high.
It's sky high. I mean,
It's sky high, man.
going against Kendrick Nuns and Gabriel in the paint, like
Yeah.
give me
I
that.
I liked it. And I know they had Kawhi earlier. They had him at like 4 assists.
Mhm.
I don't mind that either.
Yeah. Oh, he's gonna
Yeah.
set it up for others, no
Yeah.
doubt. Yeah, let's look out for that. I would assume what do you think? They probably open John Wall at probably what Lonnie's at 10.5,
Somewhere
maybe
around there.
10.5 to 11.5.
Mm-hmm. That's what he was before, I think.
Okay, yeah, I'd consider it. I would.
Well, I think, yeah, around like 10.5, 11.5, somewhere around there.
Okay. All right. We'll put that on our watch list, and let's move to the Lakers. Your squad.
Fun. Fun.
What with that we saw a healthy, fresh AD, and he went off like we expected. And he gets another favorable matchup here. Zubac is not a good defender. So AD should have his way. It's just a matter. At times, if he's staying motivated, we saw he kind of faded away in that Warriors game and was becoming passive at times and not.
Just like LeBron just take over.
Yeah, LeBron took over a lot,
Mhm.
and then some really unnecessary shooting by others, and even Westbrook had a pretty high usage.
That killed us too.
Yeah,
But a lot of that came because of Pat Bev too.
yeah.
Some early fouls, which is something that we have to take into consideration going forward.
That's a good point. Okay, so I imagine. I mean, we probably want some exposure to AD in this prime matchup here. And if the game stays close to the end, like, yeah, you want some exposure. What would you want? Would you want as just straight up raw points or fantasy? Is been juice from game one. Game one is like 42. Yeah, game one is like 42.5, and now it's all the way up to 46.5. What do you think?
I'm not as sold on his fantasy because the Clippers will chuck from 3, and that could definitely hurt his block upside. Although we did see the last game, like he racked up the steals though, so he has that going for him. I don't know. I do like his points a little more. His rebounds are interesting. It's kind of low. My only thing is a motivated LeBron getting in there and really just snatching the boards. We even saw Westbrook come in there and just take over like a rebound role. I mean, there's a lot of long guards there who can take over with that role as well.
Yeah, I think a lot of it was due to the Warriors missing so many threes. And it was just away from him.
Yeah. And I mean, honestly, the Clippers could do the same. I mean,
Sure.
they shoot a lot. I mean, Paul George shoots a lot of threes. Reggie can jack sometimes if he feels like it. I mean, Kawhi's going to shoot a few. Powell. So
Yeah,
you
Powell
got
was
guys
pretty
who are
good.
going to shoot. So
Yeah.
and they might hit, they might not. It is a good matchup, so they should. But the Warriors didn't. So
Yeah, I'm with you. I probably just want his scoring potential here, straight up against Zubac, and yeah, and then when the Clippers go small with Morris at the 5.
Yeah, I like either. So, and then kind of like little fun mid tier. I do like his free throws.
Yeah, sure. Zubac will foul as well.
Yeah.
So and yeah, and Morris, yeah, he's not immune to that. So
And I will make a side note. I'm not playing it, but people are really smashing the over, I think, on like his 0.5 threes.
you went
Not
0-3.
really.
You went 0-3 game 1, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, he could. I mean, it's one, but no, I'm not playing that game.
Yeah. Okay, well, talk to me about LeBron James.
I didn't really have a huge lean on LeBron. I think y'all liked what his rebounds.
We did.
Yeah,
Just because of how he's playing right now in stat padding, and he's just going at it early on.
he's so motivated, man. He's so motivated.
But yeah, I mean, he definitely yeah, I mean, he's not going to average 10 rebounds a game, obviously. So, I don't know. What do you think? Do you think things changed tonight, or is he just going to continue this, like, just take over a role?
I think it'll keep going. I mean, again, I think this is like a primetime matchup, right? This is the type of game that like LeBron gives up for. This is going to be an all-star type game, even though they're all it's like a senior home. It's still going to be an all-star game, and this is what he does. And he's motivated. It's early in the season. He's fresh. He's loose, and a lot of these players are throwing up bricks because they're just getting back into rhythm. They're getting some team chemistry. So I definitely think his boards are in play. Do you think it's a little high? Because I don't think he's going to sustain this for the whole season. I could see him going back down to like a 7.5 line.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm for it with the way he's playing now.
I agree. Oh, Kawhi's back. Welcome back, Kawhi.
Love it.
Okay. Before we move on to Westbrook, I was gonna say, if you had to pick between the two, do you favor LeBron's rebound potential over Westbrook, based on the theory that the Clippers are going to take a lot of threes here?
I low key. Oh man, Westbrook was hustling, man.
Yeah, I'm telling you, saw those missed threes, bro. Like what the
He-
Warriors were missing them like crazy.
And the thing about Westbrook too is like he just fills in now wherever he can. Like he just like understands that his role is just to do what he can and like to stay out the way.
Bro, did you see that play when so Westbrook they were Warriors are inbounding it, and he didn't even like let them inbound it, and he got the tech for it, but he looked at the ref like, what did I do? It's like so obvious what he did. He didn't even let him inbound it. Oh man, I was dying, bro. It's like he just acts like he did nothing wrong all the time on this kind of plays, but
Man, he is hilarious.
he is a funny guy. He is. No, I'm with you, man. But I like it more than LeBron, I think, on this one.
Yeah, I definitely agree. And I mean, I'm so upset that they nerfed his assist too. Oh man, I smashed the under on it the first game, and I mean, he had what 3?
Yeah,
That's just not.
I mean, he was dishing it out, but his players just can't make him, right?
And I mean, it's the Lakers.
Yeah,
It's the Lakers, and he doesn't have his dimer badge on, so it's over for him.
Oh, here's an interesting one for you. What about Kawhi 8.5 rebound assists
8.5 rebound assists
or 1.5 3?
4. Yeah, that 1.5 3 was up earlier. That's super tempting.
Yeah.
You see, they took off his assists, right?
Yeah. So that's why I mentioned the 8.5 rebound assists. The only way you can get access to it.
I like that.
Or if you want to go as points assists, but what? Okay. So here, this is what I don't understand. They took him down because of the news that he was coming off the bench, but before they took him down, he was at 17.5 points. But
Now he's at
now
18.5.
they bring him back, and he's at 18.5. What?
Like maybe they're considering that he'll have more usage or something. I don't
And
know.
going against the second unit, but
Maybe.
if he's coming off the bench, you got to think he's not playing that many minutes, which we already presumed that he would be eased back in, kind of like a Clay Draymond treatment, like probably around 20 to 25 minutes. So
You liking that? You liking the under?
you know I'm thinking about it, but I'm not gonna mess with Kawhi. I don't hate the 3-point prop. In limited minutes he can get that done.
Yeah.
You know he's gonna chuck it from 3. He was doing that towards the latter portion of his career now in the last 2 seasons that he did play. So
Yeah, he'll put up a good number. Put up, I mean, maybe around what, 7, 8?
Yeah, 6 to 8. Yeah, I think so. What if you had to pick? I mean, would you choose that, or are you still have a gut feel on his assist? And so go with his 8.5 rebound assists.
I'm thinking like 1A, 1B. I'm not even going to just like limit myself to him because he could do it all. So I'm just going to take both.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah, I think he could facilitate in the second unit and really. I would love to. I would love to have this and confirm that he's coming off the bench. I would love to play this and then get John Wall's points.
Yes,
I would like that. But we'll see. We'll see if we get him.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go back to Lakers to finish up here. So we liked Westbrook 6.5 rebound. LeBron, we were more mid for his rebound. His points are pretty high. It's for me, it's on the edge of like it's too high maybe to go over on and not high enough to go under on.
Yeah,
it's
pretty accurate
with the way he's playing right now and how aggressive and how he's needed, like for this team with all the guys around him. Is there anything else, or we just move on from LeBron and finish it up with I guess the only other secondary pieces currently is Pat Bev and Lonnie Walker.
So what you said on Discord like still has me dying. Like Pat Bev really does just look lost. Like he's really just not a part of like this team. And I wasn't on it yesterday, and I didn't get it yesterday, but I don't mind his under assist. I don't.
Okay, so talk to me on why the under an assist versus under on his points. Is there a particular reason?
What's his points at? 7.5?
Yeah, I think he took only 2 shots, right? But he did make 1 3. I mean, he is good for at least 1 3.
Yeah, he is good for 1 3.
What's his points assist at if we just throw them together? 11.
Let's see, 7.5 and 3.5. Yeah, 11.
Okay, but talk to me about the assists just straight up.
With him starting, I like it more because there's so many better shooters are like around him, and most of that usage is like going to go to LeBron and AD. Like the balls will be in their hands constantly. Pat Bev isn't really going to be there to like facilitate. Honestly, he's really going to be there to play defense and get his 1 3 and then try not to get into foul trouble, which is also a big thing too, is that kind of banking on some foul trouble too, honestly, just a little bit, and not only for his assists, but for all his props too.
He got he picked up what 3 fouls in the first quarter? Is that right?
Yeah.
And they're too smart. They're too smart. They don't even have him on first half props.
You don't have Pat Bev on there? Wow. That's tough. That's so tough.
I mean, I was thinking like if you really want to play the foul trouble narrative, like, oh wait, they have his PRA. They just don't have his points. He had 3 PRA in the first half. Yeah, because he lost out on huge minutes, right? He played.
Yeah.
But I mean, I
But
obviously.
with that, it is risky, I guess. I mean, his props are low. And I mean, I guess he is playing like his former team too, so there is that. He does get up for those type of games for some reason. So I mean, all of his props are a little risky, but I don't know. He just doesn't look like he's out there to play.
No, and it looks like he's just all he's doing is really. Yeah, he's only taking threes. That's it. Yep. He's just taking threes. So and fouling.
Yeah, and fouling.
Fouling and threes. But
Threes
I
and
mean,
fouling.
he's still getting the stocks done. So
Yeah.
I wouldn't touch his fantasy. Obviously, if you're doing
No, definitely not. Definitely not. It's
Okay.
fringy. There's nothing to be like crazy about. It's definitely fringy.
I'm curious to see if Lakers change it up and maybe I would maybe move him out of the starting lineup. I don't know.
You put Russ back in there?
Well, Russ started the first game.
That's right.
But I would throw in like Nunn or Lonnie Walker or someone who can actually shoot. But I don't know. So okay, I'm with you on the assist. He was dishing it out, yeah, like I said, but no one was making it.
Yeah, and that's really the risk, is that a lot of these guys, like, their lines are low, and it's really because of their teammates. It's not because of them.
Yeah. But yeah, maybe if you're worried about that, do his points plus assists under at 11. And then are you considering Lonnie Walker for anything? He did not look good, but he's gonna shoot.
No, not really. Not super confident on him either. Again, like, they try to bait us with like his low lines, like that 2.5 rebounds and stuff like that. But I'm not gonna go there. I just don't think it's really worth it.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, that's right. Lonnie did start. I had projected Austin Reeves starting at the 3. See, that's what I would do if I was him. I would start Reeves over Bev. Keep Lonnie and Russ out there in the backcourt, and then Reeves just adds a better playmaker than Bev and shoot the 3 ball from the corner better.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Reeves is still a solid defender, so you're not like downgrade on defense.
And probably get less fouls too.
Yeah. Reeves just didn't really play that much. It's kind of interesting. I don't know why why are they fearing Matt Ryan so much, because he can shoot the 3 ball somewhat.
Yeah. I mean, the Lakers are constantly just trying to put the best shooter out there, so they just ride the hot hand.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's wait. We'll probably get one more Laker and one more Clipper prop, I would assume, later, as the first game is going later in the night. So keep an eye out for that for sure. But yeah, you want to do a team card? Our last team card hit and our first one hit, so we're on a two stream heater right now. So we got to keep it going. So you start us off.
A lot of pressure.
Yeah.
A whole lot of pressure. Okay. I do like some of the ones we did like dig up though. So I guess let's try to incorporate some of those. Let's go with the Cade special. The PR for Embiid.
Let's do it.
He sold me on it.
I will do.
Oh, they put Maxi's 3-point prop up.
Nice.
At 2.5.
So it's still better value on
Doug.
Yeah. Because I mean, most of the time he's gonna at least get 2.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I like it better on underdog. We could do a quick card over there too before we get out of here. All right, we're back to where I'm gonna go. Give me Zoob first half fantasy.
Okay. And
watch him get 3 fouls in the first quarter.
Watch him just like not start. Oh, that's gonna be tough.
All right, all right, all right.
Um,
You got me paranoid. I'll stick. I'm gonna stick with.
no, go with it. It's your gut
No,
call, bro.
no, Paul George is my boy, man. I love him.
Which one did you take? His first half?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man, you took mine. I was gonna take Paul George. That's tough. Okay.
Okay.
No, it's cool. It's cool. It's cool. It's cool. It's cool. It's cool. Let's go Kawhi. Let's
What do you want? Do you
go.
want his threes or you want his rebound assists?
That rebound assist is so tempting. What do you think? You think it's too risky without knowing anything yet?
Well, I will say, if he is coming off the bench, I mean, which it sounds like he is, I would say that his assist potential is sky high with John Wall and Norman Powell and Luke Kennard around him
Yeah.
against the Lakers second unit. So I think your initial gut hunch and feel on his assists
Assists.
is accurate. So I would stick with that. And we don't have the individual assist line, so it's either we go as point assists or we go PRA or rebound assists.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
All right. And we can go back to Paul George here now. What did you want for him? Did you want his steals or did you want?
Oh wait, did you take him out, bro? You
I
could have
took him
kept
out.
him in there. No, you could.
Took him out. Do you want his fantasy or his steals?
I'm so torn, and the only reason I'm torn between his steals is because it's such a low line. Like that one half is just so low, and I just feel like if you like his fantasy at all, you have to like his stocks.
Oh
Like
yeah,
you have to. But he's going to be scoring. It's against the Lakers. He's going to do it all.
he's gonna do it. He's gonna fill the stat line.
All right, fancy. Do we want first half or do we want full game? Because we probably want to capitalize on the fact that Kawhi is going to start, right? I know it's risky. It's that first half thing.
It is, man. I'm gonna let you make the call.
Let's go first half. I feel bold today.
I like it. Let's take out Zoob. And then you want to do Westbrook's rebound?
Yeah, like that one.
And then that's it. That'll be our 4 pick. So yesterday we went 4-4. Let's see if we can do it again. Keep the streak alive.
Was there anything else you had to lean on you wanted to add?
Oh yeah, if we wanted to do if you want to throw a 5th flex, I would say Zubac's first half fantasy, but that one I still want to confirm the starting lineup. We know obviously Paul George is going to be starting, so we don't have to worry about his first half fantasy. I guess it would be either Harden's rebound or Drew's fantasy. I probably Drew's fantasy.
Yeah, because I guess we wouldn't want to play Harden's rebounds in there with Joel Embiid's points rebounds, right?
That's yep. Yeah. So if you wanted a 5th flex, so I yes, I got juiced by 1, but honestly, I thought Drew's fantasy, I projected it to open at 38.5.
Oh, nice.
So when I saw 36.5, I was like, wow. I was like, okay.
That's kind of price for whenever Middleton is playing. He's usually in that 34 to 36 range.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, and then obviously, I mean, it looks like they're just going to keep dropping props, so keep an eye out. And then let's do an underdog one. Let's do Maxi's threes.
Yeah.
And then are we getting any kind of discounts or anything like that? Nope, it's juiced over here. Is points rebound. Do you want to go Harden's rebound on this one instead of Joel's since it's juiced?
What's Joel's rebounds at?
Well, his PR is at
11.5.
38.5, so it's juiced by 1.
Yeah, let's go Harden here. Good hedge.
Yep. And then let's see. Have they added any other new players? Did they add back Kawhi as well? Do I need to refresh or does it
They
automatically?
did. Yeah, they did.
Okay.
They have him at 17.5 points here.
Do they have his assist prop?
Nope. But they have his rebound assists. They know, man. I'm telling you. Like, I feel like he's really going to. I mean, four just seems low for that usage and for those shooters around him.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. And we see like he likes to play make so and get others involved.
Do you want to go his rebounds assists here though, or do you want to go his threes?
We go his 3s here. Or
Oh, they have his fantasy here too. At 34.25.
how many minutes was he getting in the preseason?
Like 16.
Yeah, so he's probably he's gonna play no more than 25.
Yeah. That might be too risky for this Lakers squad. Too much stock potential. What do you think?
I still think if you want to consider, I still think his 3-point prop and rebound assist probably the best too.
Yeah. Completely agree.
Let's stick with the 3s. Paul George, do you want to go this? They took the steel prop down, huh?
Yep. They took it down. They took it down a while ago.
I was trying to get access to it over here since we didn't take it on the. Okay.
We could go
You got
LeBron rebounds here instead if you want to do that. Wait, did they have his?
They have Westbrook's assist prop. Didn't you want that?
I'm gonna stay away from it.
Didn't you want the under? You said.
It was just the fact that people weren't hitting. I mean,
Oh, you know what we forgot to add in the card? Oh, under on Pepe's assist in this one.
did you want to go for that one? You don't think it's too risky?
Nah, underdog doesn't even have it.
Yeah.
They also have his points assist at 10.5, and it's 11 on Price Picks, that's rare when Price Picks is higher than underdog.
Yeah. Let's take the under there.
Who do we want to take out? This will be like a second card. Let's take out Kawhi this one. Or no, sorry, let's take out Paul George. Here we go. Feel pretty good about this one. Second stream card. Okay, let's finish it off with the underdog. What 2 do we want to go with?
We go to AD. We didn't go AD on Prize Picks, right?
Yeah, I'm with it.
And then maybe instead of Westbrook rebounds, we go LeBron's.
Yeah, I like it. Let's do that.
Gets a little hedge exposure going on here.
Yeah, I like that hedge between the sides. All right, guys.
Do they still have Brook Lopez at 11.5 here?
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
I know it's risky because of the lineup, but just in case.
Yeah, look out for that. You could definitely add that too, as well.
Yeah, I was going to say I'd probably switch out LeBron. Yep. I like it.
Awesome. All right. Yeah. Sorry, guys. It was rough day for me with the kids at home sick, but tomorrow we got a 11 game slate, right?
11 games, man. It's gonna be a fun one.
Yeah, this is gonna be a late night again.
And Friday, it's gonna be fun.
Yeah. We're gonna be way more focused. Today is really exhausted from a big slate yesterday, so I'm trying to rest up, build back up for the slate tomorrow. But Tito, always fun, man, with you back on. Let me know your schedule tomorrow. We'll try to get us all on because I think Eric will be back tomorrow. So he's busy today.
So. Yeah, hopefully I can get out of work a little earlier so that we can get started a little earlier because I know we got a lot of stuff to go through. So.
All right, sounds good. And chat, sorry I couldn't catch up. We'll let's see. Were there any outstanding questions? Did you notice any questions like the report? I don't want to leave out it.
So everyone was really asking about. I saw a couple of comments about Marcus over 1.5 threes.
Okay. Yeah,
Which I mean, he'll chuck it from three. Sometimes. It just kind of depends. But I think he also has a pretty good mid-range game too, doesn't he?
Oh yeah.
So.
But yeah, he can't get hot from three.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone's saying fade. Everyone's saying fade Zub.
Fades.
Love him or hate him, man. It's so polar.
Prop sign special.
Yeah. Don't put that on me, bro. He's Zubogman is not it, but
how many money bags you gave him? You gave him 6?
8 or 6, yeah, probably. Speaking of that, yeah, let's the rank list has kind of been hard to do because this board has been so dynamic and changing constantly, but we'll get that out shortly, within like 10 minutes to all the premiums, and then yeah, I'll hop on voice chat. I'll be there with you guys, but obviously I'm gonna be dealing with some sick kids, so I'll be in and out. But yeah, I'll hop on voice with you guys and chop up some team cards together. We have an hour before lock, so
yep, 7:30 locks tonight.
All right, cool. Give us a little bit more time, guys. Fun as always. Hey, stop it over there, Tito.
Always a pleasure.
Always, man. Always great times, bro.
I'm glad to be back.
All right, peace, fam.
All right, fam.
Puts up a tough shot. Passes around. Goes in at the buzzer. Working it down to 2 on a deep 3. Oh!
It's population.
That's how you win a game.
It's population. We hustle every day to find picks. You can tell us if you want to get rich. It's population. We robbing underdog and prize picks. We the best in this biz. You ain't telling us shit. It's population. We love making money quick, fast. Cooking up a team card. The whole crew about to smash. It's population. We do it for the fam, so everybody let's cash. The dopest team you ever seen. Winning money, stacking G's. Bookies setting traps, but they'll never catch me. Some people get addicted like rats to the cheese, but I got one obligation to bring Johnny to his knees. Holding that surprise till the morning he knows. They'll be fishing in the shack, plotting nukes with the pros. Only withdraw, never reload. Underrated to my amigos. We go with honest, we seeking the bloods. We know when a fucking cheat code. Party that I'm sweating, they can't be good for my health. Some might call it making bets, I call it investing in myself. I'm picking props like stocks. Population for the win. Got my sips in by the buzzer now. Let the games begin. It's population. It's population. It's population.